Hello everyone, welcome back to our Golang tutorial series. In today's video, we'll be diving into operators in Go programming language. Operators are essential elements in any programming language, as they allow us to perform various operations on variables and values. Go supports three main categories of operators: arithmetic, comparison, and logical operators. Now, let's explore each of these in detail. Let's start with arithmetic operators. So, start with arithmetic operators like this. Arithmetic operators are used for mathematical calculations in your code. Go supports all the standard arithmetic operators you expect to in any programming language. For example, that's my define the main function. So the example of arithmetic operators, like for example in here, let me define a equal 10, b equal 3. So fmt line a plus b equal a plus b. This is one of the example of arithmetic operators. The plus sign. Okay. Now let's make the rest. Next is the minus and the multiplication. The division, and last but not least, the modulo. Okay, like this. Right, so if I run this, you can see a plus b 13, a minus b 7, and so on. So this is the example of arithmetic operators. Okay, one thing that you have to note in here, for dividing two integers like this, you can see the result will be integer also. If you want the result to be floating point, then in here, instead of using integer, you use the floating point values, right? Next is comparison operators. Comparison operators like this. Comparison operators are used to compare two values. The result of a comparison is always a boolean, either true or false. Let me give you example. So this is the example of comparison operators. There are several types. The first is equal to, and the second is not equal, and then less than or equal, greater than or greater than or equal. If I run this, you can see the output will be in Boolean. Lastly, we will talk about logical operators. Logical operators. So, logical operators are used to combine multiple Boolean expressions or values. They operate on Boolean operands and return Boolean results. Let me give you an example of this. So in here I have the example of logical operators. First of all, I define left as false and the right is true. And let's take a look on the first operator, which is the AND. In AND operator, both must be true, so the result is true. You can see in here, left is false and the right is true. So if we use the AND logic operator, the result will be false. And how about OR? OR is at least one of them is true, so that the result is true. The example is in here. And last but not least, the NOT operator. So to use the NOT operator, we add this exclamation character in front of the variable. So if the value is false, if we using NOT operator, the result will be true. To prove that, let me run this program. Okay, as you can see in here, it is the same. Okay, it is false, this is true, and this is true. Right. In this tutorial, we've covered three main types of operators in Go. First is arithmetic, like this. Second is comparison. And the third is logical operators. Understanding these operators is a fundamental to write effective Go code, as they use in virtually every program for calculations, decision making, and control flow. Right, I think that's all. You have already learned about arithmetic operators, comparison operators, and logical operators. Thanks for watching. I hope you learned something new. And if you have any question, you can ask me in the comments. So see you in the next video. Thank you.